Ukraine's nuclear energy firm says the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant has been disconnected from the grid again after Russian shelling damaged its power lines. The plant is now said to be running on diesel generators. Let's get right out to NBC News foreign correspondent Molly Hunter, who's in Kyiv for us this morning. So, Molly, that's more concerning developments out of Zaporizhzhia. On top of that, we're hearing reports from Russian officials claiming that the plant's jurisdiction is being transferred to Russia's nuclear power plant operator. What's the latest there?
Yeah, Joe, a lot going on down in Zaporizhzhia. As you mentioned, shelling took that plant offline last night, according to the Ukrainian company that still operates that plant. It went into full blackout mode around 11 p.m. Now, even with all the reactors offline, which they have been, a cold shutdown is what they call it, it still needs a constant source of power, which is where the diesel generators come in. Now, as far as getting it transferred to the Russian state nuclear company, what we understand, and that's the Russian official claim, what we understand from Ukrainian officials and from the UN is that Russian officials are pressuring the Ukrainian staff to sign contracts with the state nuclear company. Now, according to the IAEA, though, it is still a Ukrainian facility operated by Ukrainian staff.
We're also monitoring the latest on Russia's decision to rejoin that grain export deal. Tell us why Moscow decided to resume its participation, what the reaction's been. Do we know have those shipments started up again?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Joe. This has been a big story here for the last several days. So on Saturday, Russia pulled its support, suspended is what they called it, from the Black Sea Grain Initiative. No ships left Ukrainian Black Sea ports on Sunday, and shipments restarted actually on Monday, even without Russian cooperation. Now, Turkey brokered this deal back in July, and the Turkish president announced yesterday that Russia was back in the deal, what is assumed to be after several days of heightened international pressure. Now, I do just want to share Secretary of State Blinken's tweet with you. He says, "We are grateful for the active role of the UN and our Turkish allies in facilitating Russia's return to the Black Sea Grain Initiative. We urge all parties to renew the initiative. Failure to do so would hurt the world's most vulnerable." Now, according to the Ukrainian Ministry of Infrastructure, Joe, this morning, 7 vessels, again, these are huge cargo ships laden with life-saving grain headed for the Middle East, headed for the Horn of Africa, have left those 3 Ukrainian ports today.
One more thing I want to ask you about, Molly. Earlier this morning, Britain's ambassador to Russia was summoned by Moscow over allegations that the UK was involved in last weekend's drone attack on Russia's Black Sea fleet. What more can you tell us about this?
Yeah, and we're just getting this information right now from the Russian Foreign Ministry and from Russian press in Moscow, Joe. What we understand is that the Russian Foreign Ministry summoned British Ambassador Deborah Brunner to talk about the attack last weekend. Now, on Saturday, Russian defense officials accused not only the Ukrainian military of attacking the Black Sea fleet and infrastructure on occupied Crimea, but said without any proof, providing zero evidence that British military specialists were involved in that attack. Now, last weekend, UK's defense ministry denied it. It said to detract from their disastrous handling of the illegal invasion of Ukraine, the Russian Ministry of Defense is resorting, to peddling false claims of an epic scale. Joe, we haven't gotten a readout from the Brits yet about what exactly happened. We understand from press outside the foreign ministry that she was inside. Ambassador Brunner was inside for about half an hour.
All right. We know you'll keep an eye on it. Molly, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.